YouTube, it's Tone. I'm back again with another one for you. This is something that's interesting. You know what I mean? Honestly, numbers don't lie, but I don't want to make any false claims. So we're gonna just use this video as something for you to think about, some speculation, right? There's no facts here, but I mean the one thing is that numbers do not lie. But sometimes things just add up and shit, and they're not really right. But let's see what the fuck this is about. So I type in who is a clone. Who is a fucking clone into Gematria calculator. Boom, it comes up. I start seeing all this crazy stuff as I'm going down, and there's obviously a correlation, although because everything's connected. Separation is just a fucking illusion. Everything is really connected. There's a correlation in some way, shape, or form, or else it wouldn't add up. The numbers wouldn't be there if there was no correlation. So there is a correlation, believe it or not. So who is a clone? We got the English ordinal here, and then even in the reduction zones, we've got exact matches for who is a clone in every ordinal. We got ORH negative matching up numerically exactly with in the reductions and in the regular English ordinal as being a clone. So to be honest, I would investigate that further if I was here just starting from the numbers. And then under there we have Oxford, Maine. Are they making them there? You know what I'm saying? And then under that we have 3/5. 3/5 of a man. You remember that in the Constitution. We're gonna talk about that too. And so 3/5 of a man. We got ORH negative, and we got that being a clone. Is that who they were talking about in the Constitution as who was the slaves? Was it the ORH negative that were actually the 3/5 of a man because they were cloned? Okay. And then under that we have the creature. Then fame and fortune. Fame and fortune and the royals are usually ORH negative and things like that. So is there a correlation between fame, fortune, clones, and exact numerology? I would say probably. And then we have Pope Clement here at the bottom, right? So matching up numerically damn near fucking exactly with all the other numbers, indicating that he was more than likely a clone as well. So next we're gonna go into a must read if you have Rh negative blood. And it says, while it is known that Rh negative blood, type O, is the purest blood, which O is the purest blood, but it's O positive is the purest blood. O negative is a recessive trait, and it shouldn't even really be there. You know what I mean? It should have already gotten wiped out. Because it would ultimately if, So, and we'll go into, and so ORH negative and ORH positive people can't even have babies together. The babies come out messed up with a lot of issues if the birth even happens. Usually the female body will freaking abort the baby if it's ORH negative and ORH positive, right? And I'm RH positive. I'm ORH positive. So I can speak on that. You know what I'm saying? So then here we have it is not known where the negative factor originates. And then they just make theories about it and shit. Nobody can really pinpoint where that shit started at. I could almost guarantee you that shit started in a fucking lab. You know what I'm saying? Just based on the numbers and my intuition and logic tells me that shit started in a fucking lab. Because where the fuck else would it have came from? So then, it ain't just gonna come out of nowhere, you know what I'm saying? So then we get into... So we go back to the numbers here, because I like the numbers. They tell me a lot more than people do. People lie, numbers do not lie. So then, who is the clone? So the 3/5 of a man, I'm pretty sure wasn't talking about black people. It was talking about the ORH negative people, okay? Because why else would it match up numerically with ORH negative, 3/5 of a man, ORH negative, who is a clone? They're fucking the same thing. They were talking about them. That's who was in there. That's 3/5 of a man less than. It's not the black people. Get that shit corrected. So we go to the 3/5 compromise in the Constitution. Now, so the 3/5, I'm going to get into that slide right now. Here, check this out. So the 3/5 compromise in the Constitution, first introduced by James Wilson and Roger Sherman on June 11, 1787, the 3/5 compromise counted enslaved people as 3/5 of a person. This agreement meant that the southern states got more electoral votes than if the enslaved population hadn't been counted at all, but fewer votes than if the enslaved populations had been counted. They were talking about the O positive people. You gotta understand, a lot of these white people came here on contract from different countries, and they ended up tricking everybody with fucking contracts, but and put themselves into power, created a bunch of fake ass history, created 1,000 years of fake history, and wrote themselves into it and shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's how they fucking got one over on everybody, if you want to be real. But 3/5 of a man is talking about Rh negative, and they're fucking clones. So enslaved people. So then we go back to, what is it? We go back to the numbers, right? And so what is it talking about? What is it talking about? Oh, so the O negative blood. The O negative blood is Rh negative. However, an O negative pregnant woman with an Rh positive fetus may experience Rh incompatibility issues without sufficient preventative measures applied. Complications may occur during the second pregnancy with the Rh. So they literally have to take a shot in order to be able to have a baby with somebody who is Rh negative or positive together. They have to take like an antihistamine shot so your body doesn't fucking reject it. Because why would your body reject another human being if it was a fucking another human being? It only rejects things that are not the same. It's like if you try to get her pregnant with a fucking horse or a frog or something like that, the only way your body's gonna fucking reject it. If it rejects it with another supposedly human being, that means that shit is not the same fucking thing. You know what I'm saying? So just keep that in mind. You know what I mean? When you guys think about things, just understand that just because you can point to a book and you see it in there doesn't mean that shit is correct. You don't know who wrote that. You know what I mean? And ultimately, if you're not doing the test in the lab, you really don't know what the fucking results are. You're gonna let these people tell you what it is. You know what I mean? But with any logic and shit like that, you know, you can come up on a lot more truth than actually listen to what somebody else has to say. But the one thing that I know from a lot of the research that I've been doing and how good I'm getting in on GEMATRIA, regardless of what anybody thinks, is that numbers really don't fucking lie. And you know, especially when they're adding up fucking exactly all the way across the board. That shit is a hit, bro. So just a little something for you to think about, some speculation, interesting. Feel how you want to feel about it. Type in the comment section. Let me know what you think. So that's what I got for you for now. Until we meet again.